Hello, welcome to the Real Internet Come Forth YouTube channel. My name is Antoinette Smith and I am your author. Remember to get your books, people. They are still on sale. The Real Internet Come Forth book series is on sale at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Google, Apple iTunes, Walmart.com, Books A Million, and Tails, y'all, and Kobo. They come in paperback and digital version. Each book comes with its own bookmark. The Real Internet book series comes with the loyalty card. If you buy the first 3 books, I'll give you the 4th book free. It is a 9-volume book series, okay? The Behind the Scene book series is the sequel to the Real Internet Come Forth book series. It is a 5-part sequel. If you buy the first 4 books, I will give you the 5th book for free, okay? And don't forget about my new book release, My Jesus Experience, Our Journey. It is also available online in paperback and digital version, and it also comes with its own bookmark. Send me proof that you have purchased any of my books, and I will get the bookmarks and the loyalty cards to you. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for continuing to watch these videos and share with your friends. Remember that will be our Meet the Author Sessions live for the year of 2021. 2022, I will be going on the tour, and I will keep you posted and update when it starts and what city and state I will be in, okay? We are still on the Real Internet Come Forth the book series. This is the final book. This is volume 7, 8, and 9. This is 3 books in 1. We've completed volume number 7 of this book. We are now on volume number 8, okay? So last week, so this is volume number 8 of the Real Internet Come Forth book series, and it is titled Birthing Pains, and it is age 37 and 38, and it is about the death of a child and the death of a mate. Okay, so in these readings for these next 3 weeks, well, 2 more weeks, I will be reading from the Real Internet Come Forth volume number 8, talking about the death of a mate, because the death of a child, I did it briefly in this book, but I wrote a separate book, and it is titled Life After the Loss of a Child. And so it will be out in July. So we will deal with that subject when the new book come out, okay? So we're just going to focus on the death of a mate in these readings, okay? So we're going to read from the first chapter, and it is titled Wedding Plans, and this is January of 2013. Excuse me. My relationship was going great with the Reverend Winston. I now spend the night sometime. Well, a lot of times. When I get off work, I go check on him first, then home for a few hours to be with my children. They come stay the weekends with him sometime while I'm at work. They like him a lot. He takes them with him to almost every church program or event he has. I love that for them, and for him. That makes me love him more. That makes me love him even more. He introduces them as his children, and they all laugh. One time my son said he introduced them at a church to a guy. Reverend Winston, this boy is looking just like you. My son said, Mom, me and Mr. Robert and my sister looked at the man and laughed. When we got in the car, Mr. Robert said, now that man just stood in church and laughed like that. Laugh out loud. He always, he always made us laugh. That was the joy we felt with him and needed in our life. They were happy. I was finally happy. They had someone that loves the Lord, and I like that and respect them and their feelings. My ex-fiance respected my children, and they liked him, but they never did anything together but go out to eat. But he worked a lot, and a little time he had, he was trying to spend it with everyone. Excuse me. But my mother liked the Reverend. Let me rephrase that. My mother loved the Reverend and his church friends. He introduced her to a lot of the people because he was well known for good and bad, mostly good, I'll say. When I spent the night, I slept in the bed and he slept in the recliner. I used his room to do my Bible study and prayers. I spent a lot of time in the room, hours, because that was what I was used to doing. He, on the other hand, spent a lot of time watching TV and on the phone. Due to his dialysis, he only went out when he absolutely had to. So dialysis 3 days a week, sometimes 2, doctor's appointment, church program, funerals were all his life. So I stayed day after day with him. I sat and talked with him for a couple of hours, like when I used to visit. Then I went home, but he wanted to sit and talk, and I just couldn't shake that my quiet time like that. It was becoming a problem. So I was home for a few days, and he called me to come pick him up from church. He called to come pick me up for church and dinner. I said, okay, I'll get dressed. I was in the shower, which was right off my open concept living and dining room. He was talking to my mother, and she asked him, what have you done to my daughter? She won't stay at home. He said, Mother, I haven't done anything to your daughter. I don't know if your daughter a man or a woman. I come to see who else she is seeing. My mother said, oh, you don't have to worry about her seeing anyone. She don't have anyone. In fact, we shocked she's seeing you. We are talking about a girl that all she talks about is Jesus in every conversation. And I can assure you that she's not sleeping with anyone. And I can assure you she's not sleeping with anyone. Now, I was out the shower hearing them. They didn't know that I heard them. I sat on the toilet and said, oh my God, he thinks I'm cheating on him because we haven't had sex. And the only touching we have is no more than me helping him with his showers or getting dressed. I saw him naked many a times, but to me, it was work. Oh my God. Help me to see him as a mate and not as a client. And I began to realize that I had been in this man's life for almost 5 months, and my behavior toward him hadn't changed. I gave him one day and returned to my ways and routines. Even though I agreed to date him, in my mind, I was still helping him out. I loved him and his companionship. I was grateful to him for delivering me from the madness of my old church and exposing my family and me to new people and new things. So I came out the bathroom and spoke and said, I'll be ready in a minute. Now, at this point in my life, I don't wear makeup or heels. I'm a plain Jane, but I'm naturally beautiful, if I may say so myself. I wear my own hair, which is shoulder length, and I don't like flashy clothes or to be seen. In fact, I don't like to shop for my clothes because my ex-husband used to pick out my clothes so I still is in that same frame of mind. If I purchase my clothes, they look like what I already have or in a similar style. If I choose something different than what he would get me, it sits in my closet for years until I give it away. See how I'm still in bondage to my ex-husband, and he had been gone for years, and we were divorced, living in 2 separate states. People of God, strongholds are very powerful. The people can be dead and still be controlling us. We got into the car. He opened the door for me and then got in. I reached over to hold his hand and to ask him for a kiss. I said, I love you, Robert. I know we don't have a lot of sex, but please, I'm trying and I enjoy every minute when we did for the first time. And I told him about how I used to be addicted to sex and was afraid that if we got on a regular basis of sex, that it may come back. If we broke up, I'll be left struggling again to be delivered. I told him that I desire a relationship that wasn't based on sex, because what happens when we are no longer able to be sexual with each other? Then what will the relationship be based on? I told him that I thought I had found that in him because he was very sickly and ill most of the time. So physically, he didn't have the strength to be sexual on a daily basis, but he wanted to weekly, sometimes twice a week. But because of my medical background and limitations of his health in his body, I refused to put that kind of pressure on him, and I was content with my choice. It bothered him because of my age and beauty. I was 37, a mother of 5, with a past of a sexual addiction, among other things, that still plagued me from time to time. So I would walk slowly and wisely so I wouldn't go back. I told him I loved him before I agreed to be in an intimate relationship with him, because we were connected in the spirit, and I believe God had joined us together for a greater purpose. And I am going to end the chapter right there. So remember to get your books, get your books, get your books. So this book is The Real Antoinette Comforts, value number 8, Birth and Pains, the death of a child and the death of a mate. And remember, we're dealing with just the death of a mate in these readings. So get your books, people. And until we meet again, remember, God gets the glory and I tell the story. Goodbye.